All right, let's talk about a word we hear all the time, burnout. But this goes so much deeper than just feeling a little sleepy after a long week. We're talking about that state of being completely and utterly fried, that deep exhaustion that hits your body, your mind, everything. It's a feeling a lot of us have touched, but maybe don't fully get. So let's dive in. I mean, does this hit close to home? This is a real quote from our source material. And wow, it just nails that awful feeling, right? Where you sleep for hours and hours, but you wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all. If you've ever been there, then you're in exactly the right place. We're going to figure out what is really going on. So we're going to start this whole thing off a little differently. Instead of boring you with definitions right away, we are jumping straight into the signs, the actual consequences of burnout. Why? Well, because seeing if this stuff sounds familiar is really the most important first step. Let's find out what our bodies and minds are trying to tell us. First off, let's talk about just how physical this thing is. This is not just in your head. Your body is literally sending up flares. We're talking about that deep, chronic fatigue where you feel like your battery is at zero. This can show up as constant headaches, weird muscle pains, or even stomach problems that won't go away. Some people even get heart palpitations. And the worst part? Even though you're exhausted, you can't sleep. It's this cruel cycle that can even tank your immune system, so you catch every single bug going around. Okay, but it goes even deeper than the physical stuff. This is where you can really see the difference between being tired and being burnt out. You might start feeling super cynical about a job you used to love, just completely checked out. This feeling that you're useless or failing can start to creep in. And that drive you had, it's replaced by this thick brain fog where you just can't focus. You might get snappy and irritable, or even worse, just feel kind of numb and totally alone. Okay, so we've seen the symptoms, and yeah, they're pretty intense. But to really figure out how to fight back, we have to know what we're actually up against. So what is burnout, officially? And maybe more importantly, what makes it so different from just plain old stress? And get this. This isn't just some trendy buzzword. The World Health Organization, the WHO, actually calls it an occupational phenomenon. That's huge. It means it's a recognized condition that comes from long-term chronic stress at work that just never gets dealt with. It's not one bad week. It's the end result of being under that pressure for so long that you were just completely drained on every single level. This slide right here is the key. This is the aha moment. Think about it like this. Stress is all about over-engagement. You're running around, you're frantic, you feel this urgent anxiety. It's a feeling of too much. Burnout is the total opposite. It's about disengagement. You pull away. Your emotions are blunted, you feel detached. That feeling of urgency gets replaced by helplessness. See the difference? Stress is too much, burnout is not enough. All right, so we know what it feels like and we know what it is. Now for the really big question. Why? Why does this happen? Getting to the root cause is everything if we want to talk about fixing it or even preventing it from happening in the first place. Well, it turns out it's usually a perfect storm of factors. You've got the obvious stuff, right? A crushing workload, terrible work-life balance. But then there's the sneakier stuff, like feeling you have no control over your work or that nobody appreciates what you do. Working in a toxic place or for a company whose values just don't line up with yours is a massive trigger. And then you pile on lifestyle stuff like not getting enough sleep or not eating well, and boom, that's the recipe. Okay, I know that was a lot of heavy stuff. It's easy to hear all that and feel a little doomed. But now we're shifting gears. Let's talk about solutions. Because here is the good news, the really good news. Burnout is not a life sentence. There are real, concrete things you can do to get your energy back. Let's see what the sources say. Recovery really does start with the basics. Number 1, sleep. Not just sleep, but deep sleep. That means a real schedule and a calm, screen-free bedroom. 2, eat for energy. Think of food as fuel. Get lots of iron and B vitamins, and please drink enough water. 3, move your body. We're not talking about running a marathon. Just a simple 20-minute walk every day can work wonders. And 4, this one's tough, but it's a game changer. Set clear boundaries. You have to learn how to protect your time and energy. And listen, this part is so important. You are not meant to do this alone. Reaching out to your people, your friends, your family, a colleague you trust, that is not a sign of weakness. It's a strategy. It's one of the smartest, strongest moves you can make. Just talking about it can be like lifting a huge weight off your shoulders.
Now, taking care of yourself is powerful, but we also have to be really honest and recognize when burnout might be something more or when it's just gone too far for self-help alone. We need to talk about where that line is. When is it time to call in the professionals?
So let's just ask it straight up. How do you know if this feeling is something you can handle on your own or if it's really time to make an appointment with your doctor? Okay, these are the non-negotiables. These are the red flags. If your exhaustion just will not go away for more than 2 weeks, even when you are trying to rest, it's time. Other big warning signs are things like losing weight without trying, getting out of breath from just light activity, or physical signs like pale skin or brittle nails. And, most importantly, if you are having persistent feelings of depression or hopelessness, please make that call. Don't wait.
Let's end with this because it's so powerful. That feeling of being totally overwhelmed and exhausted. It isn't a character flaw. It's not you failing. It's a signal. It's your body and your mind telling you loud and clear that something is wrong. The most important thing you can possibly do is listen. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Health is the most precious gift. If this video helped you or someone you love, please like, subscribe, and share so more families can stay safe and healthy.